Everyone, welcome back to this post-contest discussion series. Today we'll be discussing with starters 149, and we'll be discussing div 2 of this starters, and we'll be discussing the first 5 questions in it. So let's start with the first one. This question says that you're given an array of length n, you can perform the following operation on it any number of times, possibly zero. Okay, and you have to choose two indices and multiply both by -1, that is set ai to minus ai and aj to minus aj, and you have to find the maximum possible sum. So this is quite simple. Uh, Let me explain you here. So the question says that you're given an array, right? The question says that you are given an array and you can choose any two indices such that I is not equals to j. Okay, any two indices, any two valid indices, of course, such that I is not equals to j. And what you can do is, suppose this is your index I and this is your index j. So the elements at these indices, you can like set them to, if this is ai, then you can set it to minus ai. Okay, that is multiply both of them by -1, and you can do it any arbitrary number of times. Okay, you can choose you can do this operation any arbitrary number of times. So what you can do here is, of course, if we talk about the greedy approach, then what you'll try to do, uh, you'll try to convert the negative numbers into positive numbers so that the maximum sum could be maximized. Okay, so the value of the maximum sum could be maximized. So let's say if I say that the count of negative numbers, negative integers in this array is, let's say that is okay x. Okay. If this x is even, this x is even, okay, and if it is odd, there are two scenarios. So let's consider each of them. So if x comes out to be even, that is my count of negative integers is even. So what I'll do, what I can do, I can always like pair up those integers. Like say, let's say if there were 4 negative integers, then always I can choose I and j such that I'll pair up those negative integers. I can pair up those negative integers, and in each operation, I'll be converting them into a positive integer. Okay, such that no integer would be left negative in my whole array, right? And if in case it was odd, like just tell me, is this thing clear? Like the even part of it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Part clear to you? What will do if the count is even? Okay. Let's talk about this odd one. So if my count is odd, then obviously one integer would be left that couldn't be converted into a positive integer. Are you getting this? Because we can't pair all of them in a pair of two if the count is odd. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
Yes.
Obviously, if I tell you that if I have a choice, okay, let's say the count was 5, then you can reduce it to 1, okay? Of course, you can pair the remaining 4 integers and you can make them positive. So in each scenario, you'll be having at most one negative integer, right? So if I say that you have a choice that you can keep, then that you can keep only one negative integer in your array, at most one negative integer in your array, such that you have to maximize the total sum of the array. Then what then greedily what will you do?
We will allot we will allot the smallest value. Uh, we
Yes,
can say
yes, yes.
that
Hmm.
negative value should be the lowest integer in the array. We can assume that.
No, it
Let's
shouldn't be the
say
lowest integer. The absolute value should be lowest because if I say that -5 or -1, like -5 is
yes,
obviously
sir.
smaller than -1, right? But
Yes,
the
sir.
absolute value of -5 is greater than
Which is
-1.
greater
So
than
the thing is, what you will try to do, you will try to keep the value which is the absolute value which is the lowest. You will try to keep that as your negative integer so that the sum can be maximized. Obviously, in the case of odd negative integers, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. So, what can I simply do if I have to simply implement it? What I can do, first of all, I'll iterate over the array. I'll traverse over the array, and I'll keep the count of negative integers. Okay, in some variable, and and also simultaneously I can convert all of them into positive integers, such that no negative integer is left in my array. Now, what can I do? If my count was odd, then I can you can probably just sort this array, or you can just find the minimum element. Okay, because all of them are positive now. So you can find that minimum element of the array, and if your count is odd, then you can make it negative. So if I say that total current sum of this array was, let's say, sum. Okay, this was the case when no negative integer was there. If you have to make an integer negative, then obviously you have to subtract it from the sum two times the minimum value. Why two times?
Sir, because in sum we are adding all absolute values. First, we have
Hmm.
to subtract that, and again we have to subtract that minus value.
Yes, yes,
Get the
yes. Okay.
desired.
So it is clear, right? Is anyone having any doubt in the approach part? Please let me know. So shall we move to the implementation of this? Like, I won't code it up because it would take a lot of time then. I'll just show you the implementation, okay?
Actually, sir, I was having a doubt in a case where zero is present in the array. Then what we have to do? Can
We have
we
to do
again and again
nothing.
take? Uh,
Like what you're trying to say.
can we
Come
take?
again.
Uh, okay, sir. Actually, I am trying to say if there is zero present in the array, then can
Mm-hmm.
we again and again use that zero with other index which is negative? Uh, let's say if
Like
there
you
are
are trying to say
we
that zero is the lowest absolute value, right? You're trying to say this,
yes,
I guess.
yes, yes, sir. If we have to choose any two index, then there are we can say three odd negative values. Can we pair these odd values with zero again and again? We will get all them positive.
Mm. Obviously, you'll be doing that. Don't you think that if you sort this array, you'll be getting zero as your minimum value?
Yes, sir.
So that case is also covered, isn't it, right?
Oh, then okay, sir. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, you got that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me show you the code for this. And like during the contest, I coded it differently, and after the contest, I'll coded it differently. Like this logic, I was not able to implement during the contest, so I changed a bit. But this is the like your basic. If you go through the basics, then you'll be getting this logic. Okay. So this problem is I guess this is the problem, or this is the problem. Okay, so this one is the problem. So let me explain you this. Like I have taken test cases here and I've called the solve function. And what does the solve function does? So it takes an integer of course and then the array. Okay. And what I'm doing here, um, this is not the accepted one. Wait. Okay, let me like code it up like for you. Wait for a second. So let me show you like the implementation which I'm talking about. So it is here right there in the commented part. What I'm trying to say is like once you take your input, what you can do you can take a count variable and you can iterate over the array. If your element is negative, then you can increase your count by one, and also you'll multiply it by minus one, such that I'm making all the negative elements positive. Okay. This is like I have to sort it afterwards. I'll bring it here. And after sorting, I'll take the first element as the minimum element. Okay. And I'll subtract it from my like sum. Okay. So we will do if sum equal to zero, and you can take the sum here itself. What I will print? I will print the total sum minus 2 times the smallest element, right? 7, 14, 16. Um, that means, okay, we have to do this only in the case of odd, right? Else you can simply print the sum. So, is this approach clear to you, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is the implementation clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Moving to the next question. We have. Hmm. So, this question says that you are given an array of length and you can perform the following operation any number of times, possibly zero. Is this the same question? No. Okay. It is different, right? Okay. So you are given an array, you can perform the following operation on it on any times. Choose any index I and you can set it to zero. Okay. So your goal is to maximize the maximum subarray sum. Okay. And you have to find the minimum number of operations needed to achieve this. Mm, okay. So obviously, first thought comes to your mind is that we can what the operation we can do is we can only change it to zero. So obviously, we won't be changing any positive integer to zero, right? We have to change only the negative ones to zero. Obviously, right? So let me show. So let's say that we have this array. We have some negative integers here. We have a positive integer and some random integers here, and again some negative integers there. Okay, this is the scenario. So just tell me that first of all, is this thing clear that we won't be changing, we won't be setting the positive integers to zero? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then greedily, like if I have to minimize my number of operations, okay. If I have to minimize my number of operations, what should I do? Obviously, if this is the, let's say, this is the first occurrence of a positive integer in my array, and this is the last occurrence of positive integer in my array, then obviously there won't be any positive integers left to it, and there won't be any positive integers right to it. And all those negative integers which are included in this range, I have to use that operation and convert them into a positive integer. Why? Such that this subarray yields to a positive maximum sum. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. The elements
Is this thing
between
clear?
a contiguous. Yes, sir.
Because subarray is
The
continuous, right?
Yes, sir.
So if I greedily like pick up the first occurrence of a positive integer and the last occurrence of a positive integer, like there won't be any positive integer left to it and right to it, right? So I need
Yes, sir.
not to operate on this left part of the array and this right part of the array. Yes or no? What I
Yes,
need
sir.
to do is I only need to operate on those negative integers which are present between this range. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it will give my answer. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So is the approach quite clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Anyone having any doubt, you can like unmute yourself and speak in between. Okay, then I'll show you the solution to it, like the implementation part. Okay. So what I did here is like similarly the test cases are input. Like is my code visible to you guys? Like do I need to zoom in more?
The code is
Sir,
visible.
it is visible.
Okay. Yes, it would be better than. So I have taken again the inputs, the integer n and the array, and I have taken this count variable here. This count, okay, this count is counting the negative integers between L and R. So first I have to find out my L and R. Like I have initialized my L to a maximum value. Like the all the elements present in the array is like till 100. So I can take any maximum value. Okay, and R is 0. Okay. Then what I have done here is like it would be better like if I try to do this. What I have done here is, uh, if vi is positive, I have initialized my L to I and I have like came out of the loop. So L contains my first occurrence of a positive integer, and this is like I am iterating from back. So int I equals to like -1, I greater than equals to 0. Okay, so like this is I am iterating from back. So what I'll do if I encounter any positive integer, I'll like initialize my art with I and I'll pick. And further, like I have initialized my count with 0 and moving from L to R, okay, less than R plus 1, that is less than equal to R. I'll see that I'll count the number of negative integers and I'll simply print them because that number of times I have to like perform my operation, right? Is this question clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Let's move to the next one. Okay. So this question says that this is the like easy version of the problem, obviously. So this defines this something f of s. Okay, s is a binary string. So this is like the beauty of a binary string. T is defined as f of t. Now what is f of t? Simply says that f of t is your final score. What is how to calculate the score thing? Okay. Um, you have to like perform this. You can perform this operation, the following operation, mod of t minus one times. Like t mod of t would be the length of the binary string, and you can let's say the length was n, so you can perform it n minus one times. And what you can do, you can choose any index, you can delete it from the string, and you can concatenate the remaining parts. Okay, and obviously this reduces the length by one. And after the deletion, let t denote the number of indices such that ti is not equals to ti plus 1. And you have to add that value, like how many indices are there. You have to add that value to your current score. And the final score will be denoting your of t. Is this thing clear how this f of t is calculated? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Then let's move to the approach. So we are given with a binary string, right? So let me share my intuition with you. And let's say what is happening. Like if I have to calculate like f of s, what I'll do, like if my binary string looks like 1 1 0 1 1. So greedily if I'll choose, if this length is like the length of this binary string is 5, I can do the operation 4 times. Okay. Such that one element would be remaining at last in the final string. What I'll do here is like I'll try to keep the number of uh, number of indices that have different parity. Like you all understand what is a parity, or like those elements which are having ti not equals to ti plus 1, this thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Parity is like kind of like difference between two things, like odd even or 1 or 0, that kind of thing. Okay. So I'll find those indices. Like I'll try to keep that value, like the count of those indices which are having is ti not equals to ti plus 1 maximum. Okay, throughout my operation. So this would be my greedy approach kind of. So let's count first of all the let's count first of all the number of currently what the number of those indices I am having. Okay, so here I am having this as one of my index which has ti not equals to ti plus 1. This is one of them. And any other? No, there's no such index. Okay, so currently there are two indices at which I'm getting like ti not equals to ti plus 1, right? Is the question clear to you? First of all, is the problem statement clear
Yes, sir.
to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask. No issues. So what I'm trying to say is that I'll try to keep this uh like I'll try to keep this thing as maximum throughout my operation. And what my operation looks like I'll choose any of them. Like if let's say I choose this one, okay, and I delete it, then my remaining string would look like 1 1 and 0 1. And again, the number of indices here is 2. Yes, those indices which are having ti not equals to ti plus 1.
Yes, sir.
Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what my claim is, my claim is that if I want to like keep this thing, keep this my current value, like I want to preserve it. Obviously, greedily, I will delete that element first, which does not have which does not have any neighboring alternate value. What I mean by it, let's say that if my let's say if my string look like this, all alternate values were there, like 1 0 then 1 0 then 1 0. Like this is a string which can have maximum the required indices which we are looking for, right? Because all are alternating values. Yes.
Yes.
So this string can have the maximum k, the number of indices, like k is the number of indices for which ti is not equal to ti plus 1, right? So this string can have the maximum k value, okay? Because all elements are alternating to each other, like the neighbors are alternating. Like if 1 is there, then 0 is there, then 1. So I can simply like take up all the uh, continuous indices as like I can include it in K. So if such scenario was there, if such string was given to me, so can you see this? Like if I delete any of them, I if I delete any of them, I'll be decreasing my K value by 1. Yes,
Yes, sir.
you all can see this, right? Quite obvious.
Yes, sir.
Because let's say if I delete the first one, then I would be left with 0 1 0 1 0, and I'll be having K minus 1 indices then. And if you pick any another element, let's say this one, again you will be having alternate values, but the total count would be K minus 2. Yes, this will keep on decreasing. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So I hope so far the thing is clear. And the final the final point here is, so you might be having an intuition like if I want to keep my this current K value to be as high as possible, then I'll be deleting those elements first, which do not have any uh, like alternating values at their neighborhood. What I'm trying to
Yes.
say is, if my string look like,
जिनकी पैरिटीज
hmm,
नहीं बन रही है,
sorry,
तो मतलब जैसे
हाँ,
जब
जिनकी
रिपीट
पैरिटीज नहीं बदल रही हैं.
हाँ हाँ
हाँ, okay, okay, good. So obviously those elements which have like जिनके neighborhood में like same values हो, you will delete those first really. Why? Let's say in this string itself, obviously here are two ones and two ones here. So if I readily delete any of these ones, my my value of k would remain same. Yes, if I delete this one, it would be 1011. And there were two indices initially in the previous string, and in the current string also there are two indices.
Yes, sir.
Can you visualize this?
Yes, sir.
Why it is happening? Because it is as good as, like, you can replace all the continuous ones. Like, it is as good as you replace all the continuous ones in the binary string by a single one, and all the continuous zeros in the binary string by a single zero. Then, then also the initial given string and by new string formed will be having the same value of k. Do you get this?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you an example what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that, let's say, I'll having three zeros, then two ones, and again zero, then three ones. Okay. So what is the k value here? Like, then how many indices are there? Um, like, we're having one here, another one here, and another one here. So there are total three such indices, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you not able to, like, get what I'm explaining? Just response,
Sir,
guys.
yes, sir.
Hmm.
एक्चुअली सर मैंने भी सर इसी तरह सेम अप्रोच सॉल्व किया है इसे, लेकिन हो नहीं रहा था, बस सिर्फ एक टेस्ट केस पास कर पा रहा था.
We'll look into the implementation part, but is this approach clear to you?
यस सर.
Yes, sir.
To everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ऑब्वियसली
Yes,
तुम
sir.
ये देखो ना कि अगर इस स्ट्रिंग को, अगर मैं साथ जितने भी जीरोस एक साथ आ रहे हैं उनको अगर कंप्रेस करके, इफ आई कीप अ सिंगल जीरो हेयर, if I compress these ones into a single one here, and if I, like, put this zero here, and I compress all these three ones into a single one, does my count of k changes here?
नो सर.
Like, still there are three indices. Yes?
यस सर.
Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is my remaining task now? Obviously, if I'm given an array, okay, sorry, I'm given a string. So what I'll do, I'll just find out the those number of operations, like those number of extra counts for which I will be having the same value k, right? And what it will be, like, in this, um, let's take this example
सर
itself. Like, hmm, yes, bolo.
सर सर इस एग्जांपल में 5 होगा, मतलब साइज ऑफ ओल्ड स्ट्रिंग माइनस साइज ऑफ न्यू स्ट्रिंग कर देंगे.
Obviously, that will be your extra count. Okay. So that is your implementation part. How you implement it. What I'm trying to say is that those extra, like those number of operations for which the value of k would be same. So that will be, like, if three ones are there consecutively, like, you can delete two of them and your k value won't change, right? Can you see this?
Yes,
What
sir.
I'm trying to say is,
Can
out of these three ones, if you delete any two, your k value is not going to change.
यस सर.
Can you see this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Everyone.
yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
among these two ones, if I delete any one of them, my k value again is not going to change.
यस सर.
Yes, sir. Due to
Yes, sir.
parity.
I hope, yes. I hope all of you can visualize it. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm trying to calculate is the number of extra extra bits or extra like values are there. So 2 is extra here. Okay. If only single one was present here, then also the value of k is was going to be same, right?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, here
Yes, sir.
only like as I previously mentioned that if you can compress them into a single element, then all the remaining elements are like kind of waste for you. If you are just talking about the maintaining the same value of k. Yes. So I can calculate that extra value. We'll look into it, how we are calculating it. I can calculate that extra value and what we'll do. Okay. So for that extra value, we'll be having my current k as my uh, like the count of indices. So what I can do, my total answer, like if I talk about my final answer would be like I can have these many times k as my answer. And for the remaining value, what I'll do, I can just simply find out how many more operations I can do. Obviously, I can find out that because n minus one total operations are allowed, and I can like subtract extra from it to get the remaining operations. So once you find out that remaining operations, so for those remaining operations, you can like decrease your k at every step till your k becomes zero, and you can add it in your final answer. Is this approach clear to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Everyone?
sir.
Now we'll look into its implementation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Implementation is quite simple here. There's nothing much to like bother. Like I'm taking those inputs, my length and my string. Okay. And I'm taking these as my variables. So what I'm doing here is like I'm iterating over the string, and then what I'm trying to find out is if this obviously I is in the bound, and s of I plus 1 is equals to the initial character. So what I'm trying to do is like if there were three ones together, so I'll take two out of them as I'll include two out of them as my extra count. Okay. I can perform these many kinds of operations and my value of k won't change. Okay. So that is I'm storing in my count. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what I'm doing here. So so far, let's say, okay. So let's say what my current I will be. Let's say if the string was like triple one, if the string was like triple one and double zero. Okay. The string looks like this. So when I'm over with this loop, I'll be having my because I'm checking whether I plus one is less than n. If s of I plus one is equal to the this character, then only I'm incrementing. So my last I would be this third index in one based indexing. Yes,
Yes, sir.
I'll be at this position. Okay, I'll be at this third one, and what I can check, I can check if I plus one exists, if it is valid. Okay, then obviously I will increase my alt plus plus. What is alt plus plus? Alt is like the alternative values, like those
Parity.
indices.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Why I can always increase alt plus plus? Because if this loop is terminated, that means the adjacent values are not same. And if I plus 1 is less than n, that means that I am within the bound. That is my I plus 1 is a valid index. Obviously, that then I won't be having the same value that I'm having at this, like which is stored in this CH. You're getting this thing?
Yes, sir.
So that is basically up to you how you implement it. The logic remains the same. So as I said that this final answer, my final answer would be including alt times count. This count is my k value, which is like the current k, initially the k value, and alt is storing the, those indices. Sorry, alt is storing those indices, the k value, and count is storing the extras which we were talking about, the extra number of operations. Okay, and like this index will be storing my remaining operations. Obviously, if I have performed count operations, then I can perform like total operations were n minus 1, right? And the remaining will be n minus 1 minus count. Okay. So I can, what I'll do these many times I'll just, these my alt current value of k, alt is current value of k. Okay. Current value of k. Okay. So I'll decrease my current value of k. And if this current value of k becomes 0 anywhere, I'll simply break out and I can include it in my final answer, and I'll decrease this remaining operation by 1, and I'll finally print it. Is the implementation clear now?
Yes, sir.
Is anyone
Yes.
having
Actually,
any
sir,
doubt?
my surrounding is little bit noisy. If it is possible that I can respond with thumbs up,
Actually, I can't see
there
your
is a
thumbs up. Yeah.
uh, there is a
Okay, no
logo
issues.
which I can use.
Hmm. Okay, no issues, no issues. But while sharing my screen, actually, I can't see it. Okay, but no issues. Let's move to the next question then. Okay. If anyone is having any doubt, you can like unmute yourself and you can speak. Okay.
Sir,
Hmm. Yes.
सर ऑन द सेम क्वेश्चन सर, मैं जैसे सर सिमिलर तरीके से किया था, लेकिन मैं एक स्ट्रिंग बना लेता था। जैसे जब जब जैसे 1 1 1 1 रिपीटेड आ रहा है, तो एक सिर्फ वन वन सिंगल वन पुश कर देते नई स्ट्रिंग में, रिपीटेड
Acha,
वन की
okay.
जगह।
Well, that is also a correct approach. You are compressing that, and then ultimately you will be taking the difference of
यस
the
सर,
sizes. Okay,
यस
okay, okay.
सर। लेकिन सर
The
लास्ट में
okay.
सर दिक्कत कहीं हो जाती थी, हमको लग रहा है। अप्रोच तो सर
Okay,
ऐसा सेम कुछ होता है।
we'll look into your code after this discussion. Okay, we'll look into your code. So this is our fourth question. Okay. So for this question, we have two versions. Okay. First is this easier version where the constraints are low, like these values of x, k, and h won't exceed 500. And another version of the same problem is there. The task is same in both of them. Only what the change is, like the values are high here. Okay. So you can probably have a O of n square approach here, and you have to like optimize it here. So during the contest, I coded it like in O of n square. And I had this thing, like I optimized it, but I couldn't implement it on time. What I'll do here is I'll explain you the optimized one. Okay. I'll explain you the approach. The approach is quite simple. I'll explain you the optimized code and you can submit it for both of them. That works.
यस
Okay. So let's move on to the problem statement first. So the problem says that you're playing a video game. Okay. And your task is to like you are defeating monsters, and the ith monster has a health value of hi. Okay. You can start with your initial health. Your initial health is x, and at any point of time, like you can multiply your initial health with a value k. Like this is like a kind of special part with you. Okay. And once you defeat an ith monster, when you can defeat an ith monster, you can defeat it only if your current health strictly greater than the monster's health. That is, X is greater than HI. And after defeating that monster, your health value would change to the current health value of the defeated monster, like
Yes.
equals to HI. Okay. And what you can do to increase your health is you can multiply your current health by K value. But you can only do this operation at most once. Only once it is allowed. Okay. And during the point of game, and you have to find the maximum number of monsters you can defeat. Is the problem statement clear? Yes. Is the problem statement clear
Yes,
to
sir.
you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh, we are given these values n, x, and this array. Like we'll copy this cell. So let's talk on problem. The problem is quite simple. Like you are dealing with n monsters here. All of them have some certain health level. Okay, that is represented by this array. Let's say 5, 3, 2. Okay, and your initial health, your current the player's initial health is X, and the magical spell or the special power or the special factor by which you can multiply at most once is K. So, and once you defeat any monster, like you pick this up, like if you pick this monster with health level of 3, once you'll check that your current value of health, that is X, it should be strictly greater than 3. And if you choose to defeat this monster, then your current health would become equals to 3. This is the problem statement. Is this clear now?
Yes,
And
sir.
you have to find the maximum number of monsters you can defeat. Yes.
Yes.
So let's say that what my idea had was that initially the constraints were low. Okay. Just forget about the constraints here. Just tell me that if I can, what I'll do here is like I can multiply my current health with that value K only once. And if there are n monsters, then obviously there are n possibilities of like multiplying that. What I'm trying to say is, like if you're going to fight any monster, okay, like let's say you are going to fight Ayat monster. So it is up to you before fighting the Ayat monster. Obviously, you have fought or chosen or you have visited like the I-1 monsters, and what you can do is like uh, before fighting to any monster, you can increase your health by multiplying it by K. But that is allowed only once. So if I like tell you that if there is a way that I can explore all the possibilities. What do I mean by all the possibilities? Let's say there were n monsters. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm one possibility is that before fighting to any monster, I initially have incremented my current health by X into K. Okay. This is one possibility, right? And then
Yes, sir.
I can like look upon the whole array that how many monsters I can defeat. Okay. Another
Yes, sir.
possibility could be another possibility could be that uh, let's say I have like defeated two monsters. Okay. And after defeating 2 monsters, I like think of increasing my health now. So I can increase my current X to K into X. And then I can look upon the remaining monsters whether I can defeat them or not. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So likewise, there will be like n possibilities and such kind of scenarios. Like depending on depending on the time, the current time where you will increase your health. That is up to you because you can do it only once. So it is kind of exploring all the possibilities here, which gives an intuition of DP. Yes, but it is the solution is not very tough to understand. It is quite easy. It's just an optimization. But yes, what the solution speaks about is the solution speaks about exploring all the possibilities. Okay. So first of all, tell me that if I say there is a way, just imagine there is a way you can look upon all the possibilities, each and every possibility. Then can you tell the maximum number of monsters you can defeat? Just tell me this thing.
Mm,
Yes or
सर
no?
एक बार एक्सप्लेन कर सॉरी सर एक बार और एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए इसको।
Okay, okay. We'll go again. We'll go again. No issues.
सर एक
What I'm
डाउट था
trying to say is, हाँ बोलो.
सर, मतलब अगर हम लोग बीच के किसी मॉन्स्टर से हार जाते हैं तो उसके बाद ही हम लोग कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं किसी मॉन्स्टर से लड़ना?
हम देखो इसमें तुम ये मत समझो कि जो मॉन्स्टर्स हैं वो एक लाइन में अरेंज है और जिसको मैंने विजिट कर लिया और मैं उसको नहीं हरा पाया इसका मतलब गेम खत्म हो गया, ऐसा नहीं है. ओके.
ओके
तुम
सर।
किसी भी मॉन्स्टर को चूज कर सकते हो एक टाइम पे. मतलब तुम्हारे ऊपर है, लाइक यू हैव टू, लाइक तुम्हारे ऊपर है कि तुम उस मॉन्स्टर को हरा पा रहे हो कि नहीं हरा पा रहे हो. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो मॉन्स्टर्स एक लाइन में खड़े हैं, लाइक दे आर क्यूड अप एंड यू आर गोइंग ऑन देम वन बाय वन. ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है.
ओके सर।
व्हाट आई व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज, सपोज अगर वहां पे 5 मॉन्स्टर्स थे. ओके. अब तुमने क्या किया कि तुमने सबसे पहले फर्स्ट 3 मॉन्स्टर्स को एक्सप्लोर किया और लेट्स से कि पहले 3 में से तुम सिर्फ एक को हरा पाए. ठीक है. अभी भी 4 ऐसे मॉन्स्टर्स हैं जिनको तुमने डिफीट नहीं किया है. राइट. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज कि once you have explored the first 3 monsters, okay, not, I should not say the first 3, I should say the only 3. Okay. Let's say I'll tell you that later what I mean by first 3. मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि अगर तुमने 3 मॉन्स्टर्स विजिट किए जिसमें से तुम सिर्फ एक को हरा पाए, इसका मतलब ये नहीं हुआ कि गेम खत्म हो गया. और तुम और इसका मतलब ये भी नहीं है कि तुम जिन दोनों को हरा नहीं पाए उन दोनों को आगे नहीं हरा सकते हो. समझ रहे हो what I'm trying to
यस
say
Yes,
is,
sir.
like this is the thing what I'm talking about. This is like exploring all the possibilities. Just give me a second. So where were we? So I was saying that let's say कि तुम 3 में से एक मॉन्स्टर को हरा पाते हो और still there are 4 to be like explored or whatever you can say. If I feel that कि अब मुझे अपने वो स्पेशल पावर का यूज करना चाहिए and I should multiply my current value by k, then my health increases. एंड अगेन मैं उन दोनों को विजिट करूंगा जिनको मैं नहीं हरा पाया था पहले. अगेन आई लुक अपॉन ऑल दीज 4 मॉन्स्टर्स. अब इसमें से क्या मैं किसी को हरा पा रहा हूँ? ऑब्वियसली जो पहले विजिट किया था वो भी इसमें विजिट होगा ना.
यस सर, यस सर।
ये चीज समझ आ रही है सबको? अब इस चीज
यस
पे
सर।
काफी एम्फेसिस दे रहा हूँ कि तुम मॉन्स्टर्स को बार बार विजिट कर सकते हो, क्योंकि वो तुम्हारे ऊपर है ना, क्योंकि तुम एक बार ही अपनी हेल्थ बढ़ा सकते हो। अब इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ, मान लो कि तुमने ये ऑपरेशन यूज कर लिया है और तुम एक मॉन्स्टर को नहीं हरा पा रहे, कोई तरीका नहीं है उस मॉन्स्टर को हराने का, क्योंकि तुम्हारी हेल्थ कभी उतनी होगी ही नहीं।
यस
यस
सर,
और नो?
यस,
बट you have
Yes, sir.
not used this, if you have not used this special power, there might be a case जहाँ पे एक पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है कि हो सकता है कि जिसको तुम अभी तक नहीं हरा पा रहे थे, तुम्हारी हेल्थ बढ़ जाए और तुम उसको हरा दो। हो सकता है। यस।
यस सर,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
इतनी चीज सबको क्लियर है। अब अगर मैं तुमको ये सिनेरियो दे रहा हूँ कि अब तुम्हारे ऊपर है, तुम हेल्थ कब बढ़ाओगे, बस एक ही बार बढ़ा सकते हो, ठीक है। और मैं तुमको बोल रहा हूँ कि एक काम करो, तुम ये काम एन टाइम्स कर लो, मतलब एन टाइम्स मैं तुमको मौका दे रहा हूँ कि तुम वीडियो गेम खेलो। सबसे पहली बार अपनी हेल्थ पहली बढ़ा लेना, ठीक है। फिर उसके बाद एक मॉन्स्टर विजिट करने के बाद अपनी हेल्थ बढ़ा लेना, फिर दो के बाद बढ़ा लेना, ऐसे कर करके मैं तुमको अगर एन टाइम्स ही अपॉर्चुनिटी देता हूँ, तो क्या तुम मुझे बता सकते हो कि तुम मैक्सिमम अपने मॉन्स्टर्स को हरा पा रहे हो?
यस सर,
ये चीज समझ आ रही है कि मैं इट्स काइंड
यस,
ऑफ कि मैं तुमको एन टाइम्स लाइफ लाइन दे रहा हूँ, एन लाइफ लाइन दे रहे,
यस
तुम
सर,
सारी
सबका
पॉसिबिलिटीज
मैक्सिमम ले
एक्सप्लोर
लेंगे।
करके आओ। ओके, हाँ, सबका मैक्सिमम ले लेंगे, एग्जैक्टली। अब इस पे बात करते हैं कि हम उनको एक्सप्लोर कैसे कर रहे हैं। हम ऐसे एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं कि ऑब्वियसली सबसे पहले इतना तो हमको समझ आता है कि हम उस मॉन्स्टर को पहले डिफीट करने का ट्राई करेंगे जिसकी हेल्थ सबसे ज्यादा है। ऐसा क्यों?
क्योंकि सर अगर उसको हम लोग डिफीट कर पाएंगे तो सर अगर सेम नंबर अगर नहीं है तो बाकी सबको हम डिफीट कर देंगे।
हाँ, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही बात कही इसने। बट ही इज ट्राइंग टू से कि इफ लेट्स से द एरे लुक्स लाइक डबल फाइव, ट्रिपल थ्री एंड अ सिंगल वन, ओके, दिस इज लाइक सॉर्टेड इन डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर। अगर तुम ऐसा करते हो कि तुम छोटे मॉन्स्टर को पहले हराते हो, जैसे तुम अगर वन को हराने गए, तुम्हारी करंट हेल्थ वन हो जाएगी, तो तुम किसी को भी अपने से बड़े वाले को नहीं हरा पाओगे। यस। अगर इसमें अगर मैं ग्रीडीली अगर तुमसे पूछूं कि तुम ऑब्वियसली किसको हराओगे, तो ऑब्वियसली तुम पहले उसको लुक अपॉन करोगे जो सबसे मैक्सिमम रिमेनिंग है अभी, राइट। इससे होगा क्या? इससे होगा ये, मान लो तुमने फाइव को हरा दिया, फाइव वाले मॉन्स्टर को हरा दिया, अब योर करंट वैल्यू बिकम्स फाइव। इसका मतलब बाकी जितने भी फाइव बचे हैं ना, उनको छोड़ के तुम सारे के सारे मॉन्स्टर्स को डिफीट कर सकते हो। सारे के सारे मतलब यूनिक आउट ऑफ देम। वाई यूनिक? क्योंकि मान लो अगर तुम फाइव को हराने के बाद, ऑब्वियसली फाइव को तो हरा नहीं सकते क्योंकि वैल्यू स्ट्रिक्टली ग्रेटर देन चाहिए। तुम थ्री को हराओगे, तो थ्री को हराओगे तो योर करंट वैल्यू वुड बिकम थ्री। तो अब तुम बाकी थ्रीज को नहीं हरा सकते हो, तो हमेशा अपने से छोटे वाले को हरा पाओगे। समझ रहे हो?
यस सर,
सो इसमें होगा ये कि, तो अब मैं तुमसे ये बोलता हूँ कि मान लो मैंने ये जो एरे थी, ठीक है, इसमें लेट्स से दैट इफ आई टेक अ मैप ऑफ दिस, ठीक है, क्योंकि मुझे यहाँ पे ये चीज दिख रही है कि यहाँ पे काउंट की जरूरत मुझे पड़ सकती है। क्यों पड़ सकती है? क्योंकि आउट ऑफ दीज ऑल थ्रीज आई कैन ओनली डिफीट वन मॉन्स्टर विद हेल्थ वैल्यू थ्री, समथिंग लाइक दिस, मतलब कुछ कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है, ठीक है। इसका इंट्यूशन इफ यू कैन गेट, देन देन द ओनली थिंग इज आई हैव टू एक्सप्लोर अ वे। लेट्स से दैट, मान लो कि तुमने एक वेक्टर ऑफ पेयर बना लिया, ठीक है। व्हाट डज वेक्टर ऑफ पेयर सिंबलाइजेस? दैट सिंबलाइजेस दैट, मतलब योर ऑल द यूनिक वैल्यूज ऑफ हेल्थ would be your first value, and that your second value would be the count। मतलब कि से वहाँ पे टू टाइम्स फाइव एंड ट्रिपल थ्री एंड सिंगल टाइम्स वन था, ओके। सो माई वेक्टर लुक्स लाइक फाइव इज टू टाइम्स, 3 is 3 times and 1 is 1 time. So this thing has like all the unique elements. So what I'll now say, that like now you can have, like if the size of this vector is, let's say, m, okay, now I can say that like you have like there can be only m possibilities. What is m? M is the count of all the unique elements of the array. Like, can you like think of why only m?
यस क्योंकि या इस बार से मतलब जैसे 5 को अगर हम लोग हरा दिए किसी तरह तो उसके बाद 3 1 तो मतलब ऑटोमेटिकली हट जाएंगे।
हाँ, तो उसके बाद फिर 5 पे लुकअप ऑन करने का मतलब नहीं बनता ना। यस।
यस
ओके। तो अब क्योंकि अब लेट्स से इसका साइज m है, इस एरे, दिस इज, और इसको हम पहले डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सॉर्ट कर देते हैं, तो सच दैट अब नाउ यू हैव m पॉसिबिलिटी, सो व्हाट यू विल डू, तुम ith इंडेक्स पे जाओगे, like all you'll try to explore all the possibilities. So what you will do, let's say you are on the ith index and you have visited I minus 1 elements. Okay, let's say this is your ith index, this one here, this is your ith index, sorry. What I'm trying to say is, what are all those m cases? Before every index you can have your current value as x into k. This is like exploring all the. So what you can do, you can go up to like ith index, and at all such all the values of ith index, you can first set your current health as x into k, like the current value into that factor. Okay. And now you can look upon all those remaining elements. Remaining elements means those were not defeated. Remaining elements does not mean not visited. There's a difference. Like what
यस
I'm trying to say is, the remaining elements means, let's say that you had this array, like two fives and three threes and a one. Okay. So मान लेते हैं कि मैं अभी इस इंडेक्स पे हूँ. ओके. और माय करंट वैल्यू ऑफ हेल्थ इज एक्स, और मैं चाहता हूँ कि इस पे मैं अपनी वैल्यू को बढ़ा लूँ. माय हेल्थ वुड बिकम एक्स इंटू के. ठीक है. ऑब्वियसली मैं दो फाइव को विजिट करके आया हूँ, इसका मतलब कि या तो मैंने उनमें से एक फाइव को हराया होगा या एक को भी नहीं हराया होगा. यस, यस और नो.
यस सर
तुम एट मैक्स दो में से एक को ही हरा सकते हो, मतलब एनी नंबर ऑफ फाइव हो, उसमें से एक को ही हरा पाओगे, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली फिर तुम्हारी एक्स की वैल्यू 5 हो जाएगी ना, as soon as you like defeat a monster with a value 5. तो मान लेते हैं कि मैं यहाँ पे पहले एक 5 को हरा चुका हूँ. ठीक है. अब मेरे लिए काउंट ऑफ दोज मॉन्स्टर्स विच आर नॉट डिफीटेड, वो क्या हो गया, लाइक 1 2 3 4 एंड 5.
यस सर डिक्रीज
ठीक है. वो ऑब्वियसली दिस
Yes.
एक से डिक्रीज हो जाएगा साइज. एंड व्हाट आई विल लुकिंग अपॉन नाउ, दिस प्रॉब्लम इज एज गुड एज कि तुम्हारे पास स्टार्टिंग से इनिशियल वैल्यू x इंटू के थी. ठीक है. और तुम फिर से इस एरे पे देखो, नाउ दिस एरे कंटेन सिंगल 5, ट्रिपल 3 एंड अ सिंगल 1. क्या ये इसके जैसा नहीं हो गया? क्योंकि x इंटू के करने के बाद भी तुम उस 5 की तरफ देख सकते हो ना. क्या पता, हो सकता है तुम्हारी हेल्थ बढ़ गई हो तो तुम उसको हरा पाओ. हो सकता है
Yes,
ना
sir.
ऐसा, देयर कैन बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी, ठीक है। सो सो नाउ व्हाट यू विल डू, नाउ दिस क्वेश्चन इज क्वाइट सिंपल फॉर यू। मतलब अब ये सिर्फ इतना सा रह जाता है कि तुम हर ith इंडेक्स पे क्या कर रहे होगे। तुम हर आई इंडेक्स को विजिट करोगे एंड यू विल फाइंड दिस वैल्यू x into k, ओके, एंड यू विल बी हैविंग एन इनिशियल काउंट। इनिशियल काउंट स्टोर क्या कर रहा होगा, दैट नंबर ऑफ मॉन्स्टर्स यू हैव डिफीटेड बिफोर दैट करंट आई इंडेक्स, ठीक है। तो करंट आई इंडेक्स तक तुमने काउंट नंबर ऑफ मॉन्स्टर्स को डिफीट कर दिया। अब जो नॉन डिफीटेड है उन सबको तुम लुक अपॉन करोगे, क्योंकि तुम ये ऑपरेशन एक ही बार कर सकते थे। तो इट इज एज गुड एज तुम एक भी बार ये ऑपरेशन ना कर पाते और तुमको बस एक बार हेल्थ वैल्यू दे देते हम x into k, और तुमको
Yes,
एक
sir.
एरे देते और अब तुमको बताना है कि तुम मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ मॉन्स्टर्स कितने डिफीट कर सकते हो, तो ये काम तुम
Yes,
ओ ऑफ एन में कर देते,
yes, sir.
है ना। ये काम ओ ऑफ एन में हो जाता एंड ऑब्वियसली यू वर
वो
एक्सप्लोरिंग ऑल द इंडाइसेस, तो पूरा का पूरा सॉल्यूशन ओ ऑफ एन स्क्वायर में आ जाता। यस और नो, ये चीज समझ आ रही है।
यस सर,
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
मतलब अगर मैं तुमको सिर्फ इतना बोलता हूँ, ठीक है, अगर मैं तुमको सिर्फ इतना बोलूं कि जस्ट अ सेकंड गाइस, इफ देयर इज एन इशू लोडिंग माय स्क्रीन, लेट्स टॉक हियर। अगर मैं तुमको सिर्फ इतना बोलूं कि भूल जाओ सब कुछ, बस इतना याद रखो कि ये एरे गिवन है, ठीक है, और ये इनिशियल हेल्थ गिवन है एक्स इंटू के इज योर इनिशियल हेल्थ। अब मुझे तुम्हें बताना है कि कितने मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ मॉन्स्टर्स को तुम डिफीट कर पाओगे यूजिंग दिस थिंग। तो ये तो बता सकते हो ओ ऑफ एन में,
Yes, sir.
ये चीज पॉसिबल लग रही है ना, ये तो
जी
आराम
सर.
से बता ही सकते हो। व्हाट यू विल
Yes,
डू,
sir.
व्हाट यू विल लाइक ट्रेवर्स अपॉन दिस, क्या तुम 5 को डिफीट
Yes,
कर सकते हो? अगर तुम 5 को डिफीट कर दिया, करंट वैल्यू
sir.
वुड बी 5। आगे फिर तुम 3 को डिफीट कर दोगे, बट इन 3 को डिफीट नहीं कर पाओगे,
नहीं कर पाएंगे. Yes, sir. इस वन पे
है ना।
Yes, sir.
तो और फिर इस वन को तो ऑब्वियसली कर ही दोगे।
Yes,
तो
sir.
ऑब्वियसली देयर एग्जिस्ट्स अ सॉल्यूशन इन ओ ऑफ एन if this these two things were known, like this array and this value. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Let's like dig upon more things here. So इसमें और हम क्या ऑप्टिमाइज कर सकते हैं इसके बारे में अगर सोचते हैं तो इट लुक्स लाइक कि तुम ये देखो कि जो हम पहले जिस पे बात कर रहे थे कि अगर मैंने लाइक 5 को डिफीट कर दिया, ठीक है, अगर यहाँ पे अ, और ऐसे मॉन्स्टर्स एग्जिस्ट करते जिनका काउंट 5 होता तो ऑब्वियसली मैं उनको डिफीट नहीं कर पाता, है ना।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
मतलब कि इस एरे में मैं कितने एलिमेंट्स डिफीट कर सकता हूँ, दैट वुड बी नथिंग बट द काउंट ऑफ
Number
माई
of unique
यूनिक
element
एलिमेंट्स
plus one. Plus one.
प्लस वन। क्यों?
इंटू के करके अगर करेंगे, पहले इंटू के कर चुके हैं तो फिर यूनिक एलिमेंट्स,
नहीं नहीं,
अगर
वो सब
के नहीं
भूल
किए
जाओ
तो
ना,
प्लस वन.
वो सब भूल जाओ, कंसिडर इट एज अ न्यू सिनेरियो
यस सर.
कि दिस इज योर इनिशियल हेल्थ एंड दिस इज योर एरे।
यस सर.
ऑब्वियसली द नंबर ऑफ यूनिक एलिमेंट्स would be your answer,
यस सर.
like here it would be 5 3 and 1, ठीक है।
यस सर.
बट वो कब होगा, वो तभी होगा जब तुम्हारा x इंटू के ग्रेटर देन 5 हो।
यस सर.
ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है x इंटू के की वैल्यू 4 रही हो,
यस सर.
है ना। तो अगर मान लेते हैं कि अगर मैं एक ऐसा इंडेक्स ढूंढ पाता हूँ फॉर विच फॉर विच so if I say that I can find any index for which the a of, like if I call this as array a, so a of index is less than my less than my value x into k, okay, मतलब कि and this will be the first index in the increasing array. मतलब कि वो ऐसा पहला मॉन्स्टर जिसको मैं डिफीट कर पाऊंगा in this array, that is going to be my this index. Yes,
Yes,
मेरी
sir.
कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो रही है. That means वो पहला मॉन्स्टर जिसको मैं डिफीट कर पा रहा हूँ, that is going to give my index. And after and after that index मैं हर एक मॉन्स्टर को डिफीट कर सकता हूँ only once.
Yes,
क्या ये
sir.
चीज समझ पा रहे हो?
Yes, sir.
What I'm trying to say is, let's say your x into k की वैल्यू लाइक 4 थी, ठीक है, और जो तुम्हारी एरे थी दैट वाज 5 5, ओके, ट्रिपल 3 एंड 1. तो 4 के लिए वो पहला इंडेक्स क्या होता? दिस 3,
Yes, sir.
है ना? अब इंक्लूडिंग दिस 3 एंड इसके बाद के सारे मॉन्स्टर्स को डिफीट कर पाऊंगा, गिवन दैट एक वैल्यू को एक ही बार डिफीट कर पाऊंगा.
Yes, sir.
मतलब कि इतने इस सब एरे का यूनिक काउंट,
Yes, sir.
दैट इज 2. यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
समझ आ रहा है ना ये चीज?
Yes, sir.
ओके. तो कैन आई लाइक optimize दिस थिंग बाय बाइनरी सर्च? वो इंडेक्स तो बाइनरी सर्च से निकाल सकते हैं ना?
Yes, sir. Well,
इस कंडीशन पे, इस कंडीशन को लेकर अगर मैं बाइनरी सर्च करने निकलूं तो वो इंडेक्स तो आ सकता है ना बाइनरी सर्च से.
yes, sir.
ओके. एंड आई वाज लाइक एक्सप्लोरिंग ऑल द पॉसिबिलिटीज इन ओ ऑफ एन प्रीवियसली. अगर उस लूप में ये काम कर दिया जाए तो डज इट सीम्स लाइक कि ये एन लॉग एन में हो जाना चाहिए,
Yes, sir.
है ना?
Yes, sir.
ऑब्वियसली दैट. लेट्स सी this and okay, okay here. देखो, ये जो n की वैल्यू है दैट इज गोइंग 10 to the power 5. Okay, this that is of the order of 10 to the power 5. At max, there can be n unique elements. So let's say कि सारे के सारे elements unique थे, और obviously तो O of n में तुम सारी possibilities explore करोगे, and your k is going till 10 to the power 9. So that will be like n into log of uh, n into that. Obviously that would be n log n, right? Because
Yes, sir.
those maximum would be of as of the order of n. What is my array here? My array is like that is going to be less than equal to n, क्योंकि मैं सिर्फ यूनिक एलिमेंट्स कंसिडर कर रहा हूँ, और n की मैक्सिमम वैल्यू इज लाइक 2 लाख, 2 into 10 to the power 5. ऑब्वियसली n log n काम कर जाएगा यहाँ पे. Yes or no? Is the approach clear now? Just tell me
Yes,
this
sir.
thing. We'll look into the implementation. Okay. So what I'll suggest you is, like I'm telling you the implementation, you have the approach. Like code it up on your own, because the implementation is quite tricky here. Like the implementation is a bit on a harder part, but we'll look into it. Okay. But before that, tell me if anyone is having any doubt so far here. Okay. मैं एक बार repeat कर देता हूँ. What our approach is? Our approach is quite simple. We are exploring all the possibilities of uh, like increasing my health. Okay. Since there can be like at max n monsters, so obviously there can be at max n possibilities कि मैं हर एक monster से लड़ाई से पहले I can increase my health. So considering there are n possibilities and obviously मैंने तुमको अभी ये चीज बताई कि अगर if we are exploring any ith possibility, in that ith possibility I can tell you in log n time, like obviously with a binary search, that how many maximum monsters can be defeated here. Yes or no? So the approach is quite simple. We'll perform a n log n solution here and we look into the implementation part. But just tell me that is anyone having any doubt in approach? किसी को नहीं समझ में आया हो ये?
सर जैसे
Is
अब
this
बोल रहे हैं
clear?
सर सारी पॉसिबिलिटीज चेक करने के लिए,
हाँ
अगर हम लोग सर उसको मतलब डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में मतलब डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सॉर्ट कर दे,
हम्म
उसके बाद से जो आइटरेट करें मतलब आएगा जीरो से एन तक, और सर चेक कर लें कि अगर जो फर्स्ट एलिमेंट आ रहा है, जो भी एलिमेंट आ रहा है, अगर वो एक्स से छोटा है, एक्स इंटू के से नहीं, सिर्फ एक्स से, सर वहां से लास्ट तक सारे यूनिक एलिमेंट्स प्लस वन को हम लोग रिपीट कर सकते हैं।
आप नहीं कर सकते हो ना, मैं बताता हूँ क्यों नहीं कर सकते हो। क्योंकि तुम
यस
आइटरेट करने की बात कर रहे हो एक लूप के अंदर, समझ रहे हो? वो n स्क्वायर काइंड ऑफ चला जाएगा। यू हैव टू परफॉर्म अ बाइनरी सर्च क्योंकि तुम ऑलरेडी सारी पॉसिबिलिटीज एक्सप्लोर करोगे ओ ऑफ n में, राइट? एक फॉर लूप में। एंड नाउ व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू से इज कि सपोज यू आर ऑन द ith इंडेक्स और अभी तुम्हारी वैल्यू जो भी हो जाती है, तुम बचे हुए एरे में ट्रेवर्स कर लो और ये फाइंड कर लेते हैं कि हाउ मेनी वैल्यूज आर देयर विच आर लाइक स्ट्रिक्टली लेस देन माय करंट हेल्थ। यही कहना चाह रहे हो ना?
हाँ
हाँ, तो
यस, उसके बाद
ऑब्वियसली
फिर यूनिक
दिस
एलिमेंट्स।
विल लीड इनटू अ टीएलई। यस 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 और नो?
यस सर। सर
ओके बोलो।
जैसे मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर ये सॉर्टेड है, रिवर्स
हाँ
सॉर्टेड है, तो सर
हम्म
जैसे हमको कोई इंडेक्स मिल जाएगा जिसको हम लोग एक्स से मतलब पहले ट्राई करेंगे कि उसको हम लोग एक्स से डिफीट कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, सिर्फ एक्स से। अगर एक्स से डिफीट नहीं कर पाएंगे तो के टू एक्स से ट्राई करेंगे डिफीट करने का।
लेकिन
सर
ऐसे
अगर उस
मैक्सिमाइज नहीं होगा ना,
अगर हम
क्योंकि
सबसे पहले
तुम ये कह
मैक्सिमम
रहे हो,
कोई हरा दिए। हाँ
तुम एक ग्रीडी अप्रोच फॉलो कर रहे हो यहाँ पे।
हाँ हाँ
तुम ये कह रहे हो कि पहले मैं एक्स वैल्यू से चलूंगा और अगर मैं नहीं डिफीट कर पा रहा हूँ तो मैं के इंटू
हाँ
एक्स कर लूंगा, ये कहना चाह रहे हो ना?
हाँ, उसको चेक करूंगा कि
लेकिन
के इंटू एक्स
तुम्हें
से डिफीट
पता
होगा
है
कि
कि
नहीं।
वो सही टाइम कब आएगा कि जब तुम के इंटू एक्स करोगे?
सर जैसे अगर
मतलब ऐसा हो
हम मैं
सकता है, मान लो कि तुमने जैसे दो पांच थे, ठीक है, तुमने एक पांच वाले मॉन्स्टर को हरा दिया, अब तुम्हारे
हाँ
पास एक और पांच वाला मॉन्स्टर आया पर तुम उसको डिफीट नहीं कर सकते और तुमने वहां पे अपनी हेल्थ बढ़ा ली,
हाँ
है ना?
हाँ।
और तुमने मान लो उसको डिफीट कर दिया।
सर जैसे मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ
तो
कि अगर
फिर
पहले हम
हाँ
किसी को
बोलो।
डिफीट कर पा रहे हैं, जैसे दो टू फाइव्स है,
हम्म
तो अगर पहले फाइव वालों को हम डिफीट कर पा रहे हैं, तो
हम्म
सब जितने बचे हुए यूनिक एलिमेंट्स हैं,
हम्म
सर जितने बचे हुए यूनिक एलिमेंट्स हैं उतना प्लस वन को ही आप डिफीट कर सकते हैं।
हाँ सही बात है, क्योंकि तुम एक को डिफीट कर दियो। दैट
अब
इज योर मैक्सिमम अपर बाउंड।
यस सर।
सही बात है।
सर तो सर अगर हम के को अगर यूज नहीं किए हैं फाइव को डिफीट करने के लिए, तो के
हम्म
प्लस वन आंसर होगा। अगर हम लोग के को यूज कर चुके हैं तो आंसर के होगा। अब जितने यू नंबर ऑफ यूनिक एलिमेंट्स है के नहीं।
हाँ, कि अलग फैक्टर है।
हाँ हाँ मतलब जैसे जितने रिमेनिंग यूनिक एलिमेंट्स हैं वही आंसर होगा ना, अगर हम के इंटू एन यूज कर चुके हैं तो।
हाँ हाँ होगा, लेकिन वो उसके लिए उस केस के लिए होगा जब जब तुम सेकंड फाइव से लड़ने जा रहे थे उससे जस्ट पहले अपनी हेल्थ बढ़ाई है, वो
हाँ
एक केस
अगर
है।
नहीं, हाँ अगर नहीं बढ़ाई है सर तो फिर आंसर होगा जितने रिमेनिंग यूनिक एलिमेंट्स हैं प्लस वन। क्योंकि सर अब किसी भी एक जब रिपीट होगा, अगर मतलब रिपीट नहीं हुआ, अगर
हाँ
मान लीजिए उसके आगे सारे ही यूनिक हैं, तब तो आंसर फिर नंबर ऑफ यूनिक एलिमेंट हो जाएगा।
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
अगर मान
तुम ये
लीजिए
नहीं कह सकते हो। मतलब तुम ये कहना चाह रहे हो कि अगर तुम 5 को नहीं हरा पाए तो तुम आगे कभी भी हेल्थ बढ़ाने का कोई फायदा नहीं है, ये कहना चाह रहे हो ना?
नहीं नहीं नहीं
Then,
सर, जैसे देखिए, मान लीजिए 5 5 4 3 2 1 ऐसे है, ठीक।
एक सेकेंड।
और
5 5 5 5 4।
4 3 2 1 इसका भी लिखना है।
ओके, ठीक है।
अगर मान लीजिए हम 5 को मतलब मान लीजिए हमारा जो के जिससे एक्स है वो 3 है
ठीक है,
और के 2 है।
ये 2 है। ओके।
सर, हम 5 के पास जब यहाँ 5 के पास आएंगे तो चेक करेंगे कि 3 से डिफीट हो रहा है कि नहीं।
नहीं हो रहा है।
नहीं हो रहा तो मल्टीप्लाई करके चेक करेंगे कि डिफीट हो रहा है कि नहीं।
ठीक है, हो गया।
अब डिफीट हो
तुमने
जाएगा
एक को
सर।
डिफीट कर दिया।
अब 5 के बाद, ये 5 के बाद जितने 4 4 3 2 1 जितने यूनिक एलिमेंट्स है वो मेरे आंसर हो जाएंगे, यूनिक एलिमेंट्स।
हाँ, बिल्कुल सही
और
बात है।
हाँ, और अगर मान लीजिए मेरा ये x6 होता,
हम्म।
जब x6 होता मेरा, तो मैं इसको x से डिफीट कर सकता हूँ 5 को।
हाँ। हाँ।
अब यहाँ 5 से स्टार्ट करेंगे हम लोग। और अगर मतलब 5 रिपीटेड है, अगर 5 रिपीटेड है तो मतलब यहाँ से यहाँ तक तो हम 4 से लेके 1 तक तो हम लोग यूनिक एलिमेंट को ही काउंट करेंगे।
हाँ।
और उसके बाद देखेंगे कि अगर 5 से लेके 1 तक अगर डुप्लीकेट एलिमेंट आ रहे हैं तो +1 कर देंगे आंसर में, क्योंकि
इज
हम
एज
एक
गुड
ही
एज
बार।
कि तुम इस वाली एरे में यूनिक एलिमेंट्स निकाल लो।
हाँ, ये भी कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, तो दैट इज ओनली द सॉल्यूशन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट।
चलिए।
बट मैं तुमसे इसमें एक और चीज करने को कह रहा हूँ कि
फाइनल सर।
अभी जो तुमने किया कि यहाँ पे तुमने पहले के इन टू एक्स करके देखा, फिर तुमने यहाँ पे के इन टू एक्स करके देखा, है ना?
हाँ
ये
हाँ,
ग्रीडी अप्रोच है। लेकिन
यस सर।
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि तुम सारी पॉसिबिलिटीज एक्सप्लोर कर लो ना, क्योंकि देयर विल बी एज केसेस की जहाँ पे ये जो अप्रोच है ये ऑब्वियसली फेल करेगी।
हाँ, फेल तो कर ही रही थी।
सो बट इफ देयर इज अ वे टू एक्सप्लोर ऑल द पॉसिबिलिटीज, तुम श्योरिटी के साथ कह सकते हो ना कि दिस इज द मैक्सिमम आंसर।
यस
यस।
सर। हम्म।
ठीक है, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन पार्ट नाउ। Implementation is quite tricky here, but no issues. I'll try my best to explain. Okay. So these are my all inputs n, x, k, and that health vector. Okay. Now what I have done here is like I have created a vector of pair. What my vector of pair? First of all, I have created a map. This is obviously a simple frequency map. Okay. अब मैंने वेक्टर ऑफ पेयर बनाया। वेक्टर ऑफ पेयर क्यों बनाया? ताकि मैं डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में उसको सॉर्ट कर सकूं। तो जो मैप की जो की और वैल्यू पेयर है उसको मैंने अपने की वैल्यू पेयर को आई हैव लाइक पुश्ड इनटू माय वेक्टर, ओके, इन दिस लूप, एंड देन आई हैव sorted them in the decreasing order, like from r begin to r end. Okay. Similarly, I have sorted my health array. ठीक है, from r begin to r end. Now I am taking another vector of pair, like this is vector of pair. Okay. I'm taking this ARR as another vector of pair. I'll tell you why. And I'm storing it my this current vector of pair in this string. Okay. Then this M is my uh, vector of pair size. So like for this first loop here, okay, this current loop, this I iterator, this I iterates over all the possibilities, over all the. So that can be like it will go up to the size of M. So this current value, what this current value represents? Current value represents my current health. Okay. Current represents my current health. And this current count, what this current count represents, मैंने अभी तक कितने monsters को defeat कर दिया. Okay. That represents my current count. Okay. So now this is a binary search. this is a binary search on this vector of pair. On this vector of pair, like what was this vector? So there is a low and high. Of course, this is a binary search implementation. So what I'm doing here is कि मान लेते हैं कि जो भी ith possibility के लिए my current value was car and the uh, the remaining pairs or those pairs were sorted in the decreasing order of their unique value. So that means कि जो तुम्हारा जो हम एग्जांपल लेके चल रहे थे 5 5 3 2 1. So if I talk about this example, तो इसका जो vec dot first part होगा, that first part would look like all the unique elements in decreasing order, like 5 comma 3 comma 1. 2 is not here. Okay. And the second part would be containing इसका count. So that count can vary. Of course, that count can vary. I'll tell you how. So far I have defeated uh, these many current count monsters. Okay. So what I'll do, like I'll perform a binary search on this thing, and I'll see with my current health value, I'm finding that first occurrence of that index. Okay. That first occurrence of that index, which is of course a monster, जिसकी health is strictly less than my current health. Okay. So obviously I have calculated mid here, and this vec of mid dot first is current. This is my condition. Is this thing clear? ये condition clear है? If
Yes, sir.
mid value if the first value at my mid index is having a value lower than my current health, then obviously I can defeat that monster. And I'll check. I'll take this minimum index as my answer. I'm calculating obviously the index. I have initialized my index to m. M is the maximum size of that vector of pair. Okay. So in this scenario, I'll do a mid -1. Why mid -1? Because obviously I am having an index at which I can defeat a monster. Okay. At this index, I can defeat the monster. So I'll try to see it into the left subpart or the left segment of the array. Left segment of it. Why? Because the left segment contains higher values. So since I'm trying to find the minimum index, so I'll look upon I'll reduce my search space by this thing, I equals to mid -1. And else I'll like reduce the search space by low equals to mid +1. And is this thing clear, guys? कि मैं वो index कैसे निकाल रहा हूँ? Yes, this is quite simple.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then my current count would be m minus index, of course. How? What is my current count? Current count would be obviously current count stores that how many monsters you can defeat afterwards. मतलब कि if 3 was my that index, so m is the total size, that is 3, right? And in zero-based indexing, its index would be 1, so 3 minus 1, 2 elements are remaining. That means 2 more monsters I can defeat with my current health value as car. Yes, so this is like implementation part. So obviously these many monsters can be defeated, but there's a flaw here. The flaw is ऐसा हो सकता है कि ये जो एलिमेंट है दैट 3 उसका जो काउंट है दैट इज 0, बिकॉज ऐसा हो सकता है कि मैंने उस मॉन्स्टर को पहले ही डिफीट कर दिया हो, है ना?
Yes,
देयर
sir.
कैन बी अ सिनेरियो जैसे मैंने उस मॉन्स्टर को पहले ही डिफीट कर दिया हो विदाउट यूजिंग माय स्पेशल पावर.
Yes.
सो इन दैट सिनेरियो उसका काउंट 0 हो गया होगा in my vector of pair if I have defeated it. So that is implementation, I guess. So what I'm doing here is कि मैंने ये binary search किया and then I have calculated my like remaining current count is like the number of more monsters I can defeat. So by this thing, so total total the total number of monsters I can defeat would be like this n minus index plus my initial count and this thing minus this exe. What is this exe? This exe is like I'm calculating here like those values which have a count 0. That means हो सकता है ना कि ये वाली जो array है इसमें ऐसा एक वैल्यू एग्जिस्ट करता हो जिसको मैंने इसमें काउंट कर लिया हो माय करंट काउंट में, है ना? लेकिन वो उसका जो सेकंड पार्ट है दैट इज लाइक वेक्टर में जो सेकंड पार्ट है व्हिच इज स्टोरिंग द काउंट ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स वो 0 हो चुका हो. मतलब मैंने पहले उस मॉन्स्टर को हरा दिया था, है ना? या फिर जो एलिमेंट्स एक बार आ रहे थे उनको मैंने पहले हरा दिया था. व्हाट इट विल डू, इट विल लाइक आई एम सबट्रैक्टिंग दोज वैल्यूज हियर. So this is going to be my final count, or this is like one possibility. Okay, and I'm taking the maximum in my answer. And I've also maintained an array A such that what this array A stores, like this array, first of all, like see into this thing, like this condition. Like what I'm doing here is, let's say that currently I'm exploring the ith possibility. So if my val like the initial value like it is like greater than like that means मतलब what I'm storing here is यहाँ पे मैं वो कैलकुलेट कर रहा हूँ कि बिफोर मल्टीप्लाइंग x इंटू के मतलब उस स्पेशल पावर को यूज करने से पहले मैं अब तक ith इंडेक्स तक कितने मॉन्स्टर्स ऐसे थे जिनको सिर्फ x से हरा दिया था. ओके, इफ वैल मतलब दैट करंट हेल्थ वाज like greater than this array of first, that means कि मैं उसको हरा सकता हूँ. So I'll update my val here, okay, and I'll do a count plus plus. This count is storing my like those number of monsters before ith index जिनको मैं खुद से हरा के आया हूँ. Okay? And obviously मैंने इनको हरा दिया है तो I'll decrease their count by 1 ARR of I dot second. And while decreasing there can be a case जहाँ पे वो 0 हो जाए. This is the case I was talking about here in this thing. ऐसा हो सकता है कि ये जो मैंने यहाँ पे यूनिक एलिमेंट्स लिए हैं इसमें से किसी एक अकाउंट 0 हो. सो आई विल रिमूविंग दोज एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम माय करंट काउंट. ओके, सो वेयर वाज आई? ओके, सो आई हैव like if this count becomes 0, so what I'll do, like I'll store this in my this a vector. Okay, this I have maintained this array. So what this array tells me like till index I how many till index I how many elements are there जिनका काउंट 0 हो चुका है. There the count equals to 0. Okay, and at last यहाँ पे मेरा loop end हो जाएगा this ith loop. Okay, this one while I'm exploring all the possibilities, so it ends here. And then finally मैं ये चीज एक बार और करूंगा like well is my current health. I'll like this is the last case कि मैं पूरे एरे को एक बार ट्रेवर्स कर लिया and at last I'm increasing my health and again I look upon कि क्या मैं किसी और मॉन्स्टर को डिफीट कर सकता हूँ. So for that this is like same as ki matlab you were given initial value as value into k and you are looking upon the array. So obviously if uh, arr of I dot second exists, that means कि उसका count 0 नहीं हुआ है and that current value is greater than the health of the monster. Then I'll do a count plus plus and I'll update my value by the health of the monster. And at last I'll take a maximum in my answer and I'll simply print my answer. I know the implementation is a bit difficult for you, but you can go through it once again by yourself and do let me know if you face any difficulty in this. But I hope the approach is clear to you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that was all for today, I guess. Thank you, guys.